Features. I had this whole thing worked out in my head, and I kind of did this loop where I was talking about it, and now I've got that weird rhythm in my voice. It's this weird, I'm recording myself rhythm, and it's annoying, and I don't like it. Why can't I talk normally? Practice. I'm going to do like I did notebooks. I was telling somebody today, actually, I'm just going to ramble. Actually, I'm going to do something on my mic. First, I'm going to put my mic. Put my mic on. There we go. Now I got it. Now I got a mic going, so that probably sounds better. I don't know. Inside, it might not sound different at all. I was telling somebody today, I have a career counselor, doing the whole job switchy thingy. Career counselor. It's like a friend of my wife's who does career counseling and stuff like that. So, but I was telling her, I sat down and forced myself to write in notebooks. I have notebooks, random journaly kind of notebooks. And every so often, you go to a bookstore, you're on vacation, something, you see like a Moleskine or some cool like little leather bound notebook, and you go, oh, I should get that, and I'm going to write in it. And then I'm too scared to write in it. The whole time I'm like, I don't want to mess it up. I should save it for something, and I'll make this whole book about something. And I never wrote in them. And so I collected like 5 or 6 of these things on the shelf at one point. And I was like, I need to use these. I want to use these. I mean, it's not need to. I really, I want to use these. I want to write. I want to be somebody that journals. I want to write it down on paper. So I sat down. They're in a closet, otherwise I'd go and get you to show one. And I sat down. Opened it up, took the very first page, and I just scribbled on it. And then I told myself, there, it's ruined. This notebook's done. I can fuck it up however I want. And that worked. That worked pretty well. I got in there. I mean, I still was self-conscious, like I am now, doing video, trying to like record, and I get this weird rhythm in my voice, and I'm not talking normally. But what I did was I sat down and I forced myself to write in these notebooks, and I would write dumb crap. I would write, I went and I bought like a fountain pen, because I used fountain pens in like the 3rd grade or something like that. 5th grade, I think. Something like that, where we had a thing and you had to have a fountain pen, and you had to write in cursive, and you had to do the whole thing. And, the fountain pen has, it's fiddly. You've got those little ink cartridges you put in there, and, it's kind of fun to use. So I was like, I'll get a fountain pen. And then when I was in the fountain pen store, they have all these different inks, so I just got like black or whatever comes with it, and I wrote with that. But so that first journal is filled with like stupid entries of things like, oh, I bought this yellow ink, and I wrote with this yellow, and it was really dumb. And I mean, now it's painful to read, but it got me over that hump of feeling self-conscious about writing. Like I would write, and I would stop, and I would think about it, and then I couldn't get like a whole paragraph, I would write, oh, it's rainy today. I mean, I still write that. I mean, it's writing about the weathers. I mean, if you don't know what else to write about the weather, write about how your butt feels in the chair. I mean, anything, right? And I think the first 2 or 3 of those journals are like, I don't think there's anything in them really. At one point, this is embarrassing, I tried to come up with a little phrase, like a little like sentence or something, like, what was it? It's like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but today I'm going to write. And I was like, well, if I don't know what to write, I'm going to write that until it annoys me. And luckily I was able to get past that. But there's a whole bunch of stupid entries where I try to write this like slogan in there, and it's cringe. That's the word, cringe. But I got through it. And so now I sit down and I pick journal and, write whatever day I'm on. And I mean, sometimes it's not that much better. I mean, honestly, sometimes I just don't have anything going on worth writing about. But I'll write about how I feel and how dark it is outside in the winter, and how the hummingbirds play around at the feeder, things like that. So, but what was the point of this story? Oh yeah, this whole digression. But I was telling her I was proud of the fact that I forced myself to sit down, starting in like 2015, 2016, something like that, to where now I take my journal someplace and I write most of the time. Now Jean, my wife, is like, she has a journal and she writes in it, and so we'll go to some place and get coffee and hang out and write in our journals. And sometimes we'll find stickers, and this one doesn't have very many stickers in it. I had one that it was just like thick with stickers, but that got expensive. You know, like the stickers, they went like $4 for a sticker, and I'm like, and I did somewhere. I've got a book. Jean bought me like a little book, and it was like, book was like $10 or whatever, but it's a whole book, and it's got little stickers in it with like coffee cups and little cartoon bookstores and things like that. And she's like, oh, this will be cheaper than stickers, buying them one by one. So I did that. What is the point of this video? It's trying to get past that awkward, hesitant tone of voice that I started with, and just talk my way through this, and talk through this often enough, like I did with the notebooks, to where I can actually write something. Hopefully at some point I'll learn to stop looking at the screen. That's killing me. I should probably turn the camera around, but we'll see. Yeah, that's all I got for right now.